security, but I will give this economy a boost. I will raise this, this rising tide, lifting all boats. I think they've got to change absolutely what they have done. Obviously, it's been disastrous up till now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Harry, you've backed pretty much every Democrat loser imaginable.
In this video, left-wing propagandist Harry Sisson joins a panel on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Harry Sisson admits that their support of woke policies has contributed to the destruction of the Democrat Party. With that, let's watch Piers Morgan break down Harry Sisson to the point that he admits his party is cooked.
I'm more impressed by him. And although people say, well, he's got no experience. Well, Trump had no experience. He's won the White House twice. We live in very different times now as to what constitutes the right kind of experience to run the United States. Is there any reason why somebody like Stephen A. Smith could not actually end up running for president and potentially winning?
No is the quick answer to that, Piers. He is such an impressive and eloquent person, and he has the tireless qualities I think you need to run. He's robust, he's macho, he's confident. He's everything the Democrats have not been. My only advice to him as a friend and as a lawyer would be careful not to mess with that $100 million ESPN contract. I think he can do it. Anything short of a formal announcement should be clear. And if I were him, I would tease right up to the final moment, years from now, a couple of years from now. And then if the feeling still is as positive, the buzz is as optimistic as it is right now, you can announce he could do it. He could do it. So could Josh Shapiro. You mentioned the governor of California. I think Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, more controversial, but I think he's got it. He's got that quality also, that charisma, that confidence, that ability to shake off what used to be the Democratic Party, the manacles of wokeness. And political correctness. They have obviously not worked. Let's cast them aside. Let's go for pragmatic idealism. I think that's what Stephen A. Smith embodies, and I think that's why his teasing this candidacy, as unlikely as it may appear now, 3.5 years out, is so enticing. We have to shake off the Democrats.
If you like watching videos like this one, like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Let's get back to the video.
Have to shake off. They have to do what the Republicans do. They have to find Trump. They have to find Trump too. They have to find someone who has that ability to project. Not only will I take care of you in terms of your security, but I will give this economy a boost. I will raise this, this rising tide, lifting all boats. I think they've got to change absolutely what they have done. Obviously, it's been disastrous up till now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Harry, you've backed pretty much every Democrat loser imaginable. Do you not, when you listen to, well, you can look bemused, but you put yourself wholeheartedly behind Joe Biden?
I like Josh Shapiro and Gavin Newsom. They're all pretty.
No, I'm talking about the people you publicly backed who then got completely shellacked, like Biden, Kamala Harris, and so on.
I publicly backed Shapiro.
Okay, but do you not though? When I listen to Stephen A. Smith, because I don't think the old "you've got to be politically experienced" stuff matters anymore. Trump's just destroyed that narrative. You don't have to. You just have to be charismatic, a good communicator, and have a good message that resonates with people. You can then get people around you that can do the political hard yards if you want to. What I liked about what he said and the passion and eloquence that he delivered it with was he completely gets the problem the Democrats have found themselves in. They've been hijacked by the woke left. And you're seeing people, even like Gavin Newsom, racing back to the center ground because they realize that the woke progressive left arm of the party has got to be let go.
Piers, I actually agree with everything you just said, and somewhat disagree on the experience. I think that when it comes to running a campaign publicly, I don't think the American people value the being a senator for X amount of years, being a House member for X amount of years as much as they did prior to Trump's years. But I think that when it comes to doing the job, the experience does still matter if you want to be a good president. But look, if your goal with your interview with Stephen A. Smith was to make him sound like a viable candidate, I think you were very successful, Piers. Yeah. I think you're right that he sounds authentic. I think you're right that he sounds pragmatic. I think that you're right that he actually diagnoses the problems in the Democratic Party, which is, I think, as you mentioned, Gavin Newsom has correctly pointed out, we're so quick.
So Geraldo said Stephen A. Smith could win the presidency. It sounds like they're all agreeing with that. He mentioned words like confident and macho. From a 10,000-foot view, I think Stephen A. Smith has those qualities. He is articulate. He does seem to have common sense on some things, but then there's things that he seems super left-wing about. And I've always appreciated when he's actually called out the Democrat Party, because I believe he identifies as Democrat, but I mean, he's called out some damning things about the Democrat Party. Here's where I think he could run into some problems. He's been critical of the Democrat Party in the past, very correctly critical. And if they decide they're going to humor him as a candidate, all that party knows is the up next mentality. You know, you heard Harry Sisson say it there, oh, experience matters in running a campaign. That's what they value, experience, not who can win, experience. So people won't like that in the Democrat Party. Then when he levels his criticism against the Democrat Party and says, hey, these are things we just can't continue on with, whether it's woke stuff, the fakeness of the party, the next up mentality, he would really be disrupting the entire party. Now, you could say Donald Trump did that. And let's be honest, we all know how Democrats take criticism. They'll just kick you out of the party. And look at Eric Adams. He's the example I think about all the time, or Anna Kasparian. If you divert a little bit from them, they won't just kick you out of the party. They'll attack you, publicly shame you. The bottom line is no side, Republicans or Democrats, will ever find another Donald Trump. There's no one like him. And I understand the comparisons, like he's on TV, Stephen A. Smith is on TV. He didn't have experience. Stephen A. Smith didn't have experience. And I was going to say, well, Donald Trump, you know, has been in charge of a lot of people, a big corporation for a long time. That probably helped him in how he's going to run the country as president. And then I was going to say, but Stephen A. Smith doesn't have that. But I don't know that. Stephen A. Smith has a lot of money. I'd assume he has businesses that he runs and does have some experience at the top of a business hierarchy. However, I don't think it's at the scale and for as long as Donald Trump's done it. But any comparisons I make are pretty much irrelevant because Donald Trump has something I can't define, and I'm not even going to try to. Whether you hate him or love him, you know it. There's something special about the way he connects with people. And I said I won't try to define it, but as I'm saying that, I want to say he's authentic. He's honest, he's tough, but those still don't define it. He has all those characteristics, but he is just a very unique, once-in-a-lifetime person. And if I were the Democrats, I would worry more about strategy and policy and where do they want the party to go than trying to bring their version of Donald Trump. I mean, they say the same thing about Joe Rogan. They're like, he's right-wing, which he's not, but we need to find a left-wing Joe Rogan. You're not going to, man. Why don't you just come out with better ideas and things that will help the American people and stop lying to them? Stop using the mainstream media as cover. Stop jumping on every social cause that you think's popular at the moment. God, I could continue with this list forever. Just basically scrap the party and decide the direction you want it to go in. Because, God, what they're doing now, every time they open their mouths, I cringe. They're really an embarrassment right now. But it's funny to see Harry Sisson saying, yeah, I think the woke stuff did hurt us, and agreeing with Piers. And I'm speculating because I don't remember everything Harry Sisson is saying. I'm certainly not an expert on everything he said, but I know that in the past he's parroted every single talking point of the liberal mainstream establishment. And I guarantee at one point he was propping up all these woke policies and all this garbage. So he's kind of being like a Gavin Newsom right now, someone who was part of the problem and initiated all this crap and was a big proponent of it. And now the American people are like, we're tired of this crap being in our face all the time. And now he's like, wow, I think that really hurt us. I guarantee he was one of the ones pushing for this stuff. Anyway, back to the video.
Quick to attack people who don't 100% align with us. We're quick to attack people who are not as progressive as we want them to be, and we push them to the Republican Party into the arms of Donald Trump. So, no, I think that in modern day America, 2024, 2025, and the 2028 election, I think Stephen A. Smith could absolutely be a viable candidate. Will he win? We'll see if he runs first.
Would you say, Harry, you've been de-woked?
Have I been? It's a good question, Piers. I don't think I've been like de-woked.
You've had a complete personality transplant. You've just, it sounds like wokeism has been sucked out of you.
No, Piers, I think that people like yourself and Gavin Newsom and Bill Maher and, other people in the Democratic Party are right. Like, we lost badly. We lost the House, we lost the Senate, we lost the presidency, and things won't change unless we change. So People have made their voices clear that they don't like the wokeism, they don't like the cancel culture, they don't like the progressive left, they don't like the far left policies. And if we, the Democratic Party, continue to say, actually, we're going to force it down your throats, you're going to like them no matter what, we will continue to lose, and Donald Trump will continue to thrive. And JD.
The people certainly have spoken, Harry. But we want to hear from you. What do you guys think about this panel discussion? Look at these 4 on the panel. Wow. A bunch of genius liberals. Let us know in the comments. Anyway, as always, really appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next one.